I'm in the tattoos. Um, a lot of our people get on me because they say you're doing stuff like white boy stuff. Like I don't surf, but for instance, like say if I was to go surfing, my own people would get on me and say, "Why are you doing that? That's for white boys." Even though we invented that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or the same thing. All the women are wearing these Uggs, but if you really break them down, they're just moccasins, you know. But one thing I'm into is tattoos, and our people are just really starting to realize, like, if you watch the NBA, all of our people are tattooed up, but we've been doing that for years. A lot of people
Right.
think we're copying off the Caucasians, but they're copying off of us, and now we're copying back off of them.
On the tattoos thing, yeah, people don't really know anything about history, so they don't really understand that the tattoos and tribal markings and all of that stuff that originates with all the indigenous cultures on the planet. And when I say indigenous cultures, I'm talking about the melanated indigenous cultures that existed prior to, let's just say, the appearance of someone who looked like the European. Like, so all of the tattooing art that comes from indigenous cultures. You even see like the white boys wearing the gauges in their ears, the big earrings. You know what I mean? Like ones that's like in their earlobe. They wear those now. We don't wear them. But if you see a black person with them, someone might say, "Oh, he's trying to be like a white boy." But they actually, what white people do, and I'm not dissing white people, but what they actually do is they go back and get our culture, and they use it for themselves. Like, and we just the latecomers to realizing what it really is. Like you see your boy Mike Tyson with the face tattoo, right? And everybody was like, "Oh, he's crazy. He done got the face tattoo." Well, he might not even know why he got it, but it's a Maori tattoo that he has. Well, the Maoris of New Zealand, and the Maori people are an extension of the Moors out of Mauritania, and they wear the face tattoos. And now Mike got it. He might not even know why he got it, but he could be connecting into something that's within his DNA that he don't even know about. Like, things are happening, and people are waking up in ways that they don't even know that they actually reconnecting to who they really are. I just thought I'd throw that in there since you were talking about
deep.
tattoos.
Oh, that's deep. That's definitely deep, man. I love to because I have one tattoo. I like to design my own, and one I'm designing is kind of this stylized I.N.K head, and I'm gonna put it right out in the open where people can see it, and hopefully it'll strike up conversations. And it's just something that I like to remind myself of. What are your thoughts on race? Because I'm kind of feeling like there's only one race, man. I really do. What are your thoughts on race? Is it a misnomer to even say that the different phenotypes are different races? What are your thoughts on it?
Basically, like we all know, race is a myth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And all a different phenotype means is that you have different aspects of your DNA that have been turned on, and other aspects of your DNA that have not been turned on. You may have different amounts of this type of phenotype or that type of phenotype, but at the end of the day, like, we're all human beings. As far as we all came from the same original source, and that's pretty much it. Like, the whole race thing, that's propaganda. It's a tool that's used to divide people, so that once you get people thinking, well, I'm this race and this person's that race, now you have a reason to have hatred or animosity or malice towards another person. And, that whole race thing, we're the ones who see in race, the lower people, the lower people on the totem pole. So it's easy for us to attack other people because they supposedly are of another race and they don't look like us, while the people at the top are laughing at us because we still haven't caught on to that whole race thing.
Right. I like the way you brought that out. I noticed you like to talk about Henrietta Lacks, the God, the Hella cell, the God genes. Do you think that this Hella cell, based on Henrietta Lacks, is a code word to say that they're studying our DNA? Or I mean, to me, it just seems like it's bigger than just Henrietta Lacks. It's bigger than just one person. Maybe that might be a code word when they say hella cell, maybe they're talking about niggers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're saying, damn, these niggas are jumping from the half court and dunking basketball. What's going on? You know. So, what is your take on the whole Henrietta Lacks thing?
Well, as far as as far as like the cells and the DNA, there's no question like that they're studying, our DNA, our cells, and trying to figure out what makes us tick. I've heard someone say before, we're the most studied and most understudied individuals on the planet. When you get in any type of situation, say you're a scientist and you have one particular specimen that acts, behaves, or is able to do particular things that another one can't do, or that a number of other ones can't do or can't do at the same proficiency level as that one, you're going to study that one to see what it is that one has that's different, or why it can do what it can do, especially if the things that it can do is beneficial, or even if they're negative. But you're going to study it just to figure it out, to see what's different about it. What can I do to these other ones to maybe raise it up to that level of the other ones, or what can I do to these other ones to make sure it doesn't become like the other ones, however you want to look at it. I'm not trying to put us up on a pedestal, but when you have one thing that's different, you're studying that thing to see why it's different. You want to know everything you can about that thing. So, absolutely, and as far as the HeLa cells, when they found that anomaly, and what they thought was an anomaly, at that point they had already been studying cells from everybody, black cells, white cells, whatever. It was just at that particular time in history that they had the ability to study her cell or study cells to that level, and that's why they caught her cells doing what they were doing. But her cells were no more, let's say, special than any other person's cells that were like her. Let's say black people's cells. It wasn't that she was just some phenomenal, different individual that was totally different from all black people. It was just that her cells were the ones they had when they decided to start, when they got the ability to start researching and analyzing the cells that they did. So they used her as the blueprint for what they were doing. But, from everything from when you get blood taken in the hospital, they take so much blood to do a small test. If you know any doctors, you could find out that only a certain amount is needed to do all of the tests that they do, but they'll take so much from you, and you got to wonder, well, what are they doing with the rest of the blood? Or what is it for? Are they stockpiling it? Are they using it and duplicating it or replicating it, or whatever? What are they using it for? So you always got to think that the people that are in charge of those things are thinking many, many steps ahead of what the regular mundane individual is thinking.